Okay. Hello? Hello. Do, 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 do. Okay. Okay, I think I'm all set up. Okay, get my vibe coding out of here. You know, I have learned so much about C++ just in the past few days. Private account, yo, what's up? Welcome in. Goddamn does AI help with syntax that you're not familiar with. Alright, what's going on here? Has entity data. Are we actually hitting it now? We're actually hitting this function now. Interesting. Okay, what's happening? I just learned how to create like a global static because you like can return it from a function. Like I'll probably never use that again because it seems like a really weird pattern. Like that's crazy. Anyways, let's continue the resnactor. The resnactor, cached data. Oh no. Okay, the cache is empty. Let's see. Is there any... The context cache is empty. Per thread caches set num is an array of f frame data cache. Oh yeah, I guess I don't pre-populate those. Yeah, I guess I don't pre-populate those. Okay. Per thread caches. Thread cache, make it a ref. Per thread cache, cache data, add data type. Does that do it? I think so. Yeah, because we just add, yeah. Okay. Comment here, pre-populate the maps so that we don't edit them from multiple threads. Okay. That's what we want. That's what we want. Twitch? Where's Twitch at? Is Twitch on? Okay, Twitch is on. Okay, let's see if that crashes. Let's look at our context view. Does that look good now? Yeah, we have, yeah, that's all, that looks all filled out now. Okay, so we're here, good. Good, okay. This thing, this is the state tree. Yeah, this is the state tree one. State tree process. I don't know why it doesn't like getting cleaned up. The state tree instance data storage, I suppose. State tree entity data. Yeah, we'll need to dig into that. It's just an assertion though. So we can skip that. Okay. Are they actually doing things now? They don't seem to be. So what is happening? My God, is it laggy? Okay, it's trying to do a lot. Unreal Insights crashed. I've never seen that before. Is this... Oh my goodness. Yeah, these are all very slow. It's entirely happening on the game thread now. Entirely on the game thread. My dog doesn't like it either. Yeah, that's disgusting. So I guess, what was I trying to do by putting them all in the game thread? I was trying to, yeah, do the cache thing. So I guess I need to kick them all off. How fast are they? Attachment processor is pretty fast. The chunk processor is very fast. Velocity, 10 milliseconds. I mean, individually, they're not too bad, right? They're not too bad. Welcome in, everyone. Good morning. Thank you all for joining me. Look at my slave. I mean, my colonists, not slaves. They are not slaves. They don't do anything right now, which is a problem. But I'm working on refactoring my ECS system. Yeah, processing the command buffers. I wonder what the UE5 is literal garbage. Tell me you've never developed a game without telling me that you've never developed a game before. $10,000 bet if you rewrote it for UE4 to be 10x faster. Oh, buddy, you don't understand what you're talking about. You just have no idea what the difference between UE4 and 5 is. Can you tell me one difference? What is one technical difference between the two? And I'll wait. And I'll wait. And the thing is, yeah, I have a real CS degree. Do you? Because, like, no one that I know has a CS degree has had to convince me that they have a real CS degree. It doesn't matter, but that doesn't matter either. I told you to give me a difference between two different versions of a game engine, and you couldn't. You just bragged about your CS degree. Different renderer, you ignorant crap. Okay, what is different about the renderer? Give me one technical difference. Let's meet IRL. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's a great idea. Buddy, Unreal Engine 5 is next generation technology. Like, it's... You ever played Expedition 33? Runs great, runs amazing. It's UE5. Looks amazing as well. You will never be able to create a game in UE4 that looks like Expedition 33. You don't understand what you're talking about. And if you want to understand, I'd be happy to talk about it with you. But it doesn't sound like you want to. It sounds like you just want to get on the internet and talk shit. But that's fine. Let's explore some seeds. So I'm working on a game. It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain and AI generated quests. So here's just one small section of the procedural world. Loading in here. We got 3 different biomes. This is actually a really good seed to display. Usually some of them are pretty boring. We'll need to work on that for sure. What's happening? Some guy's coming in here thinking he understands how to develop a game, but probably never has. That's what's happening. So yeah, usually I would have a bunch of entities spawned in the world. Here's the world. So each of these are like different biomes. Each pixel on here is like a terrain chunk. And so there's a terrain chunk. So I'm only generating like a, what is this? Like a 4, yeah, it's like a 4 terrain chunk radius. Like a 4 chunk radius. So only a very small section of the world, about that big. We are in the Enchanted Mire, apparently, which is next to the Forgotten Temple of Xylos, Xylos Plateau, Ageless Woods. Like each of these different zones have like a zone name to them. And they'll have like a different biome, different terrain, procedural terrain noise, hopefully different biomes as well. I only have like 2 at the moment. I have this like meadowsy biome. Oh yeah, this is the one with like the really cool cave over here, so I'm gonna run over there and look at that. But yeah, I only really have 2 biomes at the moment. One is like a meadows biome, and then the other one is like a foresty biome. So yeah, I was just playing around with like different colored like grass materials, like the texture. And so that's why this one's like all blood red. But that's the kind of thing that I want to make the zones like pretty drastically different, right? Like I don't want them to just be like static biomes like in something like Minecraft or Valheim. Oh shit, I'm falling. Okay, we're good. I want them to be like something more like a World of Warcraft zone. So like a you know, like a Barrens to Ashenvale type transition when you go from zone to zone. So this would be like, this is like a super spiky rocky zone, and need to work on the terrain noise a little bit. It's quite jagged, but that is somewhat of the vibe I was going for this terrain noise. Wanted it to be like difficult to navigate and difficult to build in. But the game will be RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. And so the flow of that is like you're going to create a character, you'll pick like a class. Different classes will have different unique abilities to them. There will be lots of abilities to choose from. So it's not going to be one of those games where it has like 4 abilities and an ultimate. You know, it's going to be more like something closer to vanilla WoW, where you have a lot of different abilities to choose from during combat. Very, very situational, I'm hoping. And then as you level up, the roguelike part of it is like every few levels, you will get a choice between like 3 random abilities, I think, and you'll get to start creating like a build for your character. And hopefully that means each run will be quite different. I'll have some talent trees. Talent trees will be static, so you'll have to pick talents that are like complementary to the build that you've been, you know, creating throughout your run. And throughout your run, you'll be going through all these different zones here on the map. Exploring, recruiting colonists, building out your colony. I have a building system. And you can send your colonists to go do stuff for you. You can like chop trees, you know, go forage for food, go mine eventually. I do have the destructible terrain, like proof of concepted. See if it works here. Yeah, there you go. But it's not good by any means. But it technically works. It does deform the terrain at runtime. Attorney Cog, welcome in, my dude. Pardon me, Keeper of the Lore. How deep the hole? How deep the hole players can dig? Like metaphorically for themselves, or as in like actual actual distance? Right now it's unlimited. If you keep going down, it'll keep going down forever till your computer crashes. But yeah, I will have to put some sort of cap on it, so I'm not sure. The answer is I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. And this is a good example of a zone entrance chunk. So these white dots on the map are like how you get from zone to zone, because the zones are surrounded by mountains. Metaphorically then, oh yeah, that's going to be unlimited. Hopefully that's unlimited. But this is a nice transition that I'm talking about here. So you might be in this zone that's like all red, and it's my meadowsy like biome, but like doesn't really match up with the noise. But when you go into a new zone, you'll like, kind of like cross this threshold, and the new zone just kind of like opens up. And I think it creates this really cool moment where you get to see a drastically different zone. And this is all like placeholder assets at the moment. And so hopefully it'll be even cooler when it actually happens. But yeah, usually I'd have entities running around. Like my plan is to run the whole world. And so I wrote my own ECS system, and I am currently refactoring that today. Trying to, at least. For performance. I've already seen some really good performance gains from it. So we're going to continue working on that today. But usually I would show off the like the AI generated quests and stuff right now, or the just like a little bit of combat. But well, I might be able to show that. We might be able to show that. Well, let's look at a different seed. 593, 59, 594. Oh boy. Oh boy. Some assertions. Yeah, so this is definitely a more boring seed. We just got a couple flat biomes. I think this is like my default terrain noise, of which I only have like 4, I think. I should have restarted my computer today. A rider just taking up 15 gigs of memory right now. So yeah, this is like my flat, plainsy type biome, but it's quite flat. It is quite flat. Will the game be like Bannerlord? Probably not. It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. Yeah, this is another kind of boring seed. Just kind of a boring one. Let me go back to the test level. Yeah, Unreal Engine is taking up quite a bit of memory right now. Okay, so I'm working on the ECS system. Spawner, we're doing 2000. Let me just do 1. Oh yeah, this isn't gonna... I can show a little bit. We can show a little bit. I'm in the process of doing... Oh, I need to close Unreal Insights. It's probably taking up a lot of memory. Close that. The WoW sounds make my neurons activate. Yeah, I'm borrowing some WoW sounds. So there's a little bit of combat here. He's not gonna fight back at the moment. I just don't have the entity archetypes. You freeze him. You can do a little bit of a... Well, yeah, as you can see, not working properly because I'm in the middle of refactoring it. Can you add some open world sandboxy bits to it, not just RPG and quest? Did you miss the whole section I just showed? You must have just came in right after I stopped showing the world. The world is very large and open. Variety beats singularity, my friend. Yeah, RPG Colony Sim Roguelite procedural terrain. This is just this is probably the most... Oh, this is probably an ocean, actually. Is this an ocean? No, it's not. It's actually one giant... Can you make it a candy land with bouncing? Turning cog. Get that Mart brain out of here. Yeah, this is a giant... This is just a giant zone. That's just a giant zone. Very boring, though. Can PCG go ahead and finish generating for me? There we go. Yeah, the grass color does not match up with the texture color. I know this. This I know. It's not final. Don't worry. There are underground caves to explore as well. Eventually there'll be ore and stuff down there, but not yet. 595, let's go 596. Oh my god, I'm getting the same terrain noise. Okay, can Mr. RNGesus, can you show the people something different? Please. 596, 597. Oh my god, another flat. This is so crazy. This is not a very good display of how much variety there can be. But I will be adding more. I'm going to refactor the terrain gen a little bit down the road. There will be more. This is not, that one's not that interesting. What are we in? Ashen Bloom Hollow. This is supposed to be a swamp. 598. Okay, there we go. There's an interesting seed. Thank you. Thank you. There's a more interesting terrain. So yeah, there's the procedural terrain. So yes, it is very open world. It is entirely open world. Underground caves. We got the noodle caves. We got noodle caves. We got cheese caves. Where's a cheese cave? This is a cheese cave. There's a cheese cave. It's all blobby. All blobby. I have dynamic tree chopping. Trees are edited at runtime wherever the axe connects with it. And then I chopped it. I got 7 wood. We love that. And we can chop down here as well. Now I have 11 wood. Now I can use that wood for the building. And eventually, I haven't done colonist tree chopping yet. I've only done like, for colonist tasks like hauling and foraging and construction. So, a little bit of, let's do a little bit of building just to show that real quick. So the colonists will have like different skill levels. It'll be like RimWorld is what I'm going for. And so what that means for me is that it's going to be like a smaller scale colony sim, not like a, you know, super large scale or anything. And then RimWorld, everything is like super random. And there's like these random events that happen all the time. And like the creator calls it a story generator. Why is that? Why are you not snapping? There you go. And that's what it is. And it does a really good job of it. But these colonists, they have like really different traits that affect like what they're capable of doing. It affects what like upsets them. And they have like different moods and needs. And they'll have like mental breaks if their moods get too low. And so those are the kinds of things that I want to emulate, right? And as a part of RimWorld, every colonist has like a skill level in something. Name of project or name of game. The name of game is my project. So it doesn't have a name yet. Yeah, there's a, you know, you can build a little house. You know, maybe your colonists will be, they'll want their own little individual houses or something. Where's the bed? Bed. Give them a bed. You know, make a table. What is going on with my collision right now? Huh. Yeah, it straight up does not like some of those. I'll have to take a look at that. I've not seen that one before. Now, give him a little chair. Bed needs fire, bed needs a roof. Yeah. Oh, that's the Valheim way. Don't know that it'll need a fire. Oh, I need to reverse the chest. But anyways, yeah, a little bit of building there. And so your colony will get attacked. You'll need to build defenses, you know, put some walls around your colony. You'll maybe need to put some of your colonists on guard duty. And then they'll all have their own skill levels for like tree chopping, for construction, cooking, planting, foraging, that kind of stuff. And combat as well. What did I right click? Oh, that's an interesting one. Sir, what's the main reason of your consistency? What does that mean? As in, like, why do I stream so much? Is that what you're asking? Because I like it? I don't know. It's not that deep. I don't have, like, there's no, like, secret to it. But yeah, welcome in, everyone. I'm just kind of talking about the game a little bit. We'll get into the development here in a little bit, I suppose, but I'm working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite combo. So think something like vanilla WoW in terms of like the classes and some of the combat. Hopefully a little bit more interactive than vanilla WoW. I do have some like, you know, this is like an aim shot where you actually aim it and stuff. So it'll be a little bit more interactive than just vanilla WoW tap target, you know. But just really in terms of the class design and, you know, talents, lots of abilities to pick from, you know. Not just a game where it has 4 abilities and an ultimate, which is seems to be what's popular now, which is quite annoying to me, honestly. But I just like combat where I need to make decisions in combat. So, you know, Souls-like combat is not very fun to me. Just kidding, I love your content. Get a life, Doomer. Oh, I see. Yeah, good joke. Very good joke. Thank you. So yeah, vanilla WoW, and then the zones, I think I'm also going to take some inspiration from WoW for. Like, they each have names on them. Like, if you look up here, as I hover over each zone, Emberfall Basin, you know, Sandstorm Desert, Ironthorn Hollow. Some of these zone names are kind of bad. Icefang Peaks. But yeah, hopefully those will be, like, flavorful as to what's in the zone. And then I'll use those zone names for, like, the AI-generated quests and stuff. Make it super flavorful. How long have you been making this game for currently? Almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. So I didn't know anything about game dev 3 years ago. And so for the Colony Sim, it'll be like RimWorld, which is you know, as I was just saying, it's a very depthy colony sim that you kind of like form these relationships with your individual colonists. And so when they die, it's like really impactful, you know. How to be consistent daily, question mark, question mark. Tell the advice as you tell your son how to achieve daily consistency like you, please. Just do it. There's no secret, dude. What's stopping you from being consistent? I don't like... The answer that I have is not going to be the answer for you, you know. That's specific to you. But yeah, it's also in a procedural world, so this is all like procedural terrain. Everything here is procedurally generated, along with the caves, which are really cool. It was a major pain in the ass. Major pain in the ass. What's the game name, someone? There's no name yet. No name yet. It's called My Project at the moment. So I know a lot of people have asked that in the past as well. Maybe I should come up with a game name. Maybe is now the time. None of these assets are final. These are all just like free assets that I've just like procedurally, you know, shit all over the place. So it's like, I kind of want to get like real assets and shit, you know, before I want to think about all of that before I come up with a name. Because I don't even know what the vibe is going to be, you know. Using Unreal's mass framework for the ECSers is something completely custom. It is the latter. I found mass like really fucking difficult to work with, so I just wrote my own because I'm stubborn like that. Rather than learn how to use the tool that probably works better, I'm just gonna make my own. But it allowed me to run everything on, like, the thing I had difficulty with mass was getting things to run entirely on the background thread. Like, it really didn't want to let you do that. I really didn't want to let you run like long-running async tasks that didn't block the game thread. And for those who aren't familiar with game dev, like you have like a game thread, and that's where like basically everything happens on the game thread. And that's why like games are like very single-threaded processor intensive, right? They're not very multi-threaded. It's because all of the like collisions and physics and gameplay interactions, they all happen on the game thread, typically. But for me, what I'm trying to do is actually, I'm trying to run the entire world. Because like right now I only have like this much generated right now, a very small amount. But I'm trying to run the whole world. So I need all those threads. So I'm just kind of like relying on the fact that I don't care whether or not, you know, some information is a frame late. And I just need to make sure that I just have that in mind, right? Right now, my biggest bottleneck is combat, so I can have about 200 entities in combat before it drops to like 20-30 FPS, which is bad, right? That's pretty bad. And it's because I'm using Unreal Engine's gameplay ability system. That is something that needs to run on the game thread as well. So I will be overriding that as well to work better. It was like a gameplay effect execute would take like 100 microseconds, which is like, you know, when you have thousands and thousands of entities in the world, you know, like 1,000 of those, what is that? 1,000 of those is 10 milliseconds. Like, that's way too long for everything else that I need on the game thread. Is that right? Is that 10 milliseconds? I don't know. Yeah, 100 would be 10 milliseconds. Right? Yeah, 100 would be 10 milliseconds. That was actually a little conservative. I need to increase the chunk generation radius. But I appreciate everyone joining in. Welcome. I appreciate not everyone having the brain dead UE5 bad, because I don't know anything take. So thank you all. Thank you all for that. You know, that guy didn't want to stick around and learn. I would have been happy to have explained it to him as to why Unreal Engine 5 is frequently unoptimized. But he wasn't interested in learning. And that was pretty clear from his chosen vernacular. Turning cog. What do you want me to say to that? What do you want me to say to that? Are you just trying to emulate YouTube Shorts chatters? Is that what's happening here? I would comment something about UE5 bad, but I don't have a real CS degree. That's a good one. That's now a meme now on the channel. That's a meme. Let's codify that. Put that in the archives. Yeah, I don't have a degree at all. I don't even have a fake one, let alone a real one. So yeah, I can't. Apparently that guy knows more about Unreal Engine 5 than I do because of that. I was like, yeah, tell me one difference between UE4 and UE5. And he goes, I have a real CS degree. You know what that tells me? He doesn't have a fucking job. That's what that tells. If that's the best thing that he can brag about, that means he doesn't have a job. Dude, no one has talked about their CS degree since, you know, past 1 year of having a job. So he's probably just salty that the industry passed on him. And, you know, I can see why. I think I can see why. Okay, so let's get to work. Let's get to work now. Enough yapping. Let's figure out my ECS system refactor. So basically, the world that I was coming from, I tried a lot of different things, but I ended up just using my entity data as U objects, which is not really what you're supposed to do. That is not the traditional way to write an ECS system. And I guess I'll back up and just talk a little bit about what an ECS system is, maybe. What's the game going to be about? It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite, procedural terrain, AI-generated quests. So no like lore or anything yet, just kind of mechanics. But an ECS system, it stands for Entity Component System. Each of those is like a specific thing. Entity is just basically just an ID that represents something in the world. Component is just a tiny, tiny piece of data. Usually it means it's a struct. It's a struct. And a system is like a processor that iterates over particular entities that have particular components or particular pieces of data, right? Your data could be, you could have a component for a location to represent the location that your entity is in the world. And then you could have a component for velocity, representing the velocity that your entity has. Now you would have a processor that takes that velocity or takes any entity, iterates over all the entities that have a velocity and a location. It'll take that velocity and apply it to the location. That would be like your velocity processor or something like that. That's the kind of structure of it. Now, why is that like super performant? It's because the principle of cache locality on modern CPUs. So what that means is like reading a pointer usually is actually the most inefficient thing that a processor can do, because usually a processor has to go all the way over to the RAM to read the memory from a pointer, right? And processors have their own local memory, like the L1, L2. There's different kinds of caches that the processor has. Now, whenever the processor needs to go to the RAM and grab memory from it, it doesn't just grab that one piece of memory. It'll grab every piece of memory next to it, up to like 64 bytes or something. I think it's different per processor. But it'll grab all 64 bytes, regardless of whether or not it needs it. And it'll bring it over, and it'll put it in its local cache. And it does that because that round trip takes a long time in comparison. Like, grabbing from the local cache is like, I don't know what the numbers are, but it's like 10 times more performant or something, right? Don't quote me on that, but like it's way more performant, way more. And the way you can take advantage of that is with an ECS system, because like I was saying before, you're just looping over data. And what you need to do is you need to have your arrays of these components, your locations or your velocities, and they need to be in contiguous blocks of memory, right? You need to allocate a continuous block of memory for that array for all of the entities. That way, when you're iterating over your entities and your processor goes to the RAM to read the memory, it's going to grab all the memory for all of the next things in the loop, all of the next entities. And it's going to need those anyway. So it doesn't need to go do that whole round trip for every single one. And now you've got like 10x performance or something, right? It's way more performant, like incredibly more performant. So that's like the main benefit of an ECS system, is that cache locality. Now, I was not taking advantage of that because I was using U objects, and U objects are pointers. So every loop that I was doing, I basically had to, go to the grocery store to get one item, right? Instead of just grabbing a bunch of items from the grocery store and putting them in my pantry. Going to my pantry is a lot quicker than going to the grocery store. So I was not taking advantage of that. And the reason I was doing that is because I wanted it to be really easy to work with, so that I could figure out what I needed for my game. Like, what did my game need from an ECS system, right? How does an ECS system work? I did it to be like iterative on it, and I knew I wanted to do it really multi-threaded at the scale that I needed. And so using U objects is a lot easier to handle. It's a lot easier to handle multi-threaded things, because you don't have to worry about so many cache collisions, because you don't really need to worry about the actual pointer itself, because if you're just dealing with structs, you're dealing with the actual memory. And so you can't like edit the struct at all, really, without fucking up your other processors. So it takes a lot more consideration to get your processors to run together, which is what I'm trying to figure out now. I'm trying to do kind of multi-threaded things right now. I guess right now I just my most recent thing is that I moved them away from the background threads. So I think everything's running on the game thread right now, and it's not very performant. And one of the things you have to consider is, like, I've been trying to like pass copies of the data around, and like copying all the data has been very expensive. And the reason I want to copy the data around is so that when you run it on the background threads, it's like entirely isolated from anything else that happens in the ECS system, right? That's why I did that. And so anything that edits any data doesn't affect any of these long-running background tasks. Now, I seem to have broken everything. So I need to go through and fix that, because none of my entities are entitying at the moment. They're just standing around. Gonna be multiplayer or single player? If it's multiplayer, it'll be session-based or dedicated servers. I'm not gonna have that. It will be multiplayer, but it's gonna be like, like Minecraft multiplayer. Could you pass them as cons to help with that? No, not really, is the short answer. Because if it's a const ref, it's still a... Now, these are... I'm passing copies in here, but if you pass a const ref to the actual struct into a processor that's running on thread A, and then you pass in a mutable ref, or a mutable ref of the same data to a processor that's running on thread B, if thread B edits the data while thread A is reading it, that's a collision. That'll throw an exception. So you need to actually have a copy of the data for any, basically anything that's not editing it. Now I wrote in like a command buffer so that any edits to it happen outside of the processor loop, but that is giving me some performance issues as well. Okay, so I can see there it switches between actor and instant static mesh, so that seems to not be working properly. It's also just not running the state tree at all, and so I think I'm having issues with the command buffer. Yeah, but I thought the const nature here would prevent modifying it. It would, but it's when you modify it on another thread that's the issue. You can't read to and write from the same data at the same time. Or are you modifying copies, then writing the data back from something to source afterwards? I mean, with the command buffer, I kind of queue up a bunch of edits to happen. Is how that works. Copy the source. I mean, the latter is how I'm handling it. How I've rewritten it. The latter is how I've kind of rewritten it. Now I need to figure out what I'm going to do about all this. Okay, so what do I want to focus on first? The state tree? State tree processor. What's happening in here? Let's just throw a breakpoint in there. What's your data here? Let me look. What state are you in now? Where is it? Execution state, active frames, root state, root, active states. It is in a state. You know what I should do? I need to like, where do I have that? I used to log all my entity data in the visual logger, but I think I had to turn that off when I refactored it. So I might want to turn that back on to do this. It is running. I guess I'm updating the state tree every frame. Okay, let's see. Where was I doing the vlogger stuff? Let me look. State tree, entity, data. There we go. Or sure, that works too. Okay, where was this being called from? Was this using mass or something else? I was talking about making my own. Where was I doing this at? Was it oh, it was in proxy actor. Yeah, that's where it was. Okay. I have to get all the entity or all the data for an entity. Okay. Yeah, I need to rewrite that, I guess. I need to rewrite that function. I mean, I should probably have a reusable function for that, I think. Because when I call for each, that's essentially what I'm doing. Process with indices. Yeah, it's not doing it in a very usable way, though, is it? Where's the actual entity ID loop? Oh, it's the pool. No, this is where like my C++ starts to break down. Like all this is like some pretty advanced syntax, like the folds, and like what is this? We'll stop checking as soon as one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I want to change this into a reusable function because it's just first of all, this is only for development, so it's not like I need it to be like super performant or anything. Let's just write our own. Just write our own. Post command buffer. Let's write what did I originally have it as? It was a map, so I probably wanted a T map of probably use script struct for data.value. I mean, I guess I just want a T array. Just do T array of const use script struct that we can cast that. And I believe we can cast each one to its supposed data type, right? Struct type cast. I guess I may need to do the generic like get entity data. Maybe even the blueprint one. Get entity. See, the thing is, like, how do I get all of the data types? I guess I do have my like dispatcher funcs. I should probably just iterate through that actually, and then I can just get. Oh, I don't have a get data, do I? I could just create a new one. Yeah, let's just add a new one here. So this is going to be T function. It'll return. Wait, what will it return? An instance struct probably. Yeah, I think it'll have to be an instance struct, which I kind of already have. But this at least has all of them in it that I can iterate over. So this will return f instanced struct, probably pointer or ref. No, we can just return copy, I think. Take in the subsystem and the entity. I probably need the script struct as well. Or no, it's templated. It's templated, right? So we don't need that. This is get function. Let's write that. funcs.get function. I don't think I need the trailing return there. I mean, this is essentially the same as copy function. Except I'm just creating it. So I might as well just use the copy function at that point. It's not that much different. Okay, so we're going to for each on what the entity system, the utils, get dispatcher funcs map. So the element, that's not what I want. This is a pair. Okay, so element dot value copy func this entity, and let's create an f instanced struct, and I guess we can just in place in the array that is now going to be an array of f instance struct. Call it get all entity data. We don't need the data types. That's a little misleading anyways. So all data. Turn that at the end. And then let's just do like all data dot in place get ref. And then that'll give me the f instance struct to pass in. Data. Just call it data. Pass that in. So I think that's it. And then we can just use get all data here. Get all entity data, and then that's going to return T array of f instance struct. Data. Oh, I guess I need to like. I need to figure out which one it is, actually. Can I even do this generically? Can I even do this generically? Because, like, you have to have the type here. F instance struct. So I think I would have to like explicitly cast to each type, especially if they're not going to have like a subclass. I mean, right now they do. I don't think that they should though. Although, does it hurt? Although, does it hurt? I guess if I just cast them all to the F my entity data, I can just call that. I don't know if I'm going to keep them that way though. I mean, I guess for now it works just for debugging. I guess we'll just go with that for now. What's your editor? PyCharm? No, I don't use PyCharm for Unreal Engine development. This is Writer. This is Writer. So let's just like get pointer to F my entity data. Entity data. Oh, this is wrong. Yeah, it's supposed to be a pointer. Aren't you? What are you upset at? Hides previous declaration. Oh, yeah. We'll just call that entity datas. Okay, so this is going to help me determine what the state tree is doing. Because this is going to log like all of the values for every piece of entity data for each entity in the vlogger. Is what I wrote that to do. So I just needed to wire that back up. What does Writer do? I have it too, but I am new to C++. I don't know the features. People told me to download it, so I did. So it's not for C++, it's for game development. For Unity or Unreal Engine. If you're just doing C, I think you want to use C Lion. But it is specifically built for Unreal Engine and Unity, so it has a lot of features that are specific to those game engines. And I wish I had switched sooner, because it does a really good job of like teaching you the, you know, little idiosyncrasies of the engines. You know, that's very similar. That's very simulate PyCharm. Yes, they're both by JetBrains. Yes. Using Unreal Engine and Visual Studio at the end. You should try out Writer. It's free for non-commercial use, and it works a lot better for me. And like the autocompletes are better, the code generation is better. You know, it'll just do some like highlighting to let you know when you're doing something that you shouldn't be. Sometimes, like you forgot a U property or something like that, you know. It'll tell you when you're using, try using light theme. Oh God, no. God, no. Why would you put that evil on me? Why would you put that evil on me? Yeah, so every time I change the entity system, because it's so like integrated in the rest of my project, I have to rebuild like 89 different things. Which is not good. It's not good. I should probably use more forward declarations to help with that. Okay, so we'll at least be able to tell what's wrong with the state tree now. I think the writer debugger is better as well. A lot easier to understand for me. It gives you some information about like where things are used in blueprints and stuff too. It's just nice. It's just really nice. Okay, so give me that one little fucker. Yes, I know. I mean, that might be related to the issue with the state tree. We'll see. Okay, so he's out there doing nothing. Oh boy. Oh, so this was a null pointer. Are they all null pointer? No, but there are some that are. That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely should have checked that. Definitely should have checked that. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I forget there are a couple data types that I don't always have on an entity. Sub heart. Thank you. If you're saying that you subbed, thank you. I appreciate that. And welcome in. Trucks Simulator. Welcome. Okay, let's try again. And this time we're not going to crash, okay? I'm manifesting it. I'm manifesting it. Okay, let me see here. Vlogger, let's open you up. Okay, we're not crashing. Okay, do you have data? I see the entry. Let's see now. Okay, yeah, it's all back. Cool. Is it now? In a different order. He is apparently in wander move to. Is he always in that? So we can see the vlogger, like okay, I guess he's trying to move. You see his velocity vector, you can see. He's trying so hard to move, but he can't. Okay. So it's probably an issue with the edits that are happening. Probably an issue with the edits, I feel like. Where do I want to start with this? I guess let's just start with the move to processor. That's probably like the core of these issues. Yeah, and I do shit like this that's like probably kind of slow as well. Like I should definitely just put those in there. Yeah, the move to processor is a fucking mess. Like the way I wrote this no longer really makes sense for the new ECS system. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've done so much. Okay. Okay, I guess let's just throw a breakpoint in here. Oh, we're not we're not even getting here. Well, that would explain it. That would explain it. Okay, maybe let's just breakpoint. Wait, what's happening? Oh, I'm paused. Yeah, that does tell me a little bit. Okay, move to data. Let me just look at the current like transform here. Okay, so we're at like negative 2550, negative 129. I'm just gonna like continue a little bit here and see if that changes. Is it changing at all? Yeah, it's changing. Oh, this is that one is quite different. What am I showing here? Okay, the inline is different than the expanded. What the heck? What the heck, writer? Okay, well, the X and Y are not changing at all. So let's go into the velocity processor as well. So one thing I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing is that I'm editing the transform rotation in the Move2 processor. But I'm not changing the actual location, and I put my velocity and my transform in the same data, which is bad. I shouldn't be doing that either. Let's throw a breakpoint there as well. What is my... I guess, yeah, let's look up the velocity here as well. I mean, I was looking at the velocity vector. But let me look at the... Yeah, I don't think any of my data is actually getting updated properly. It doesn't seem like it. Okay, so let's look in here. Let's look in here. Command buffer, playback. Okay, are we hitting that? We are hitting that. Buffer. Okay. So let's step through this part then. Maybe not delete. Okay, so here are my commands. Data, attachment data, script struct. I can't see the fucking information, can I? So we should be getting there for edits, right? So add entity data generic. We should be getting here. We do get here. Add function. Which forwards it to add entity data. Now here's the edit. Yeah, so we do get there. Gosh darn it. Can I please see the data? Pool data array. Okay. This is for... What data is this for? Avatar entity data. LOD data. Move to target entity data. Yeah, none of these look right. The question marks are making me question mark. I wonder, am I doing the right thing in doing move temp here? New data is the R value. See, the R values and L values is where I start to break down a little bit. So I have the new... Okay, so here's the new value, like right here, I guess. Which also doesn't seem that much fucking different. Yeah, I don't think velocity doesn't seem to be getting updated at all here. And velocity is 0 on this frame. Where's my original? Where's velocity? Gosh darn it. Give me velocity. You're being edited from somewhere in Move to processor. Show me. Show me. Is it C sharp? No, C++. There it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Well, no, it's passing by ref. Right? So, yeah, and then we're putting that in here. Do you ever sleep? You say that like I don't only just stream 3 hours a day. Like, that's not very much. Okay, so velocity, we have information there. Yeah, we have information on this velocity. Velocity. But then when I get here to my velocity processor, velocity ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. God, the move semantics are buffer add entity data. We do the command add forward the data, and there's not a good way to actually see like what data an instance struct has when debugging, because it's just garbo. Oh, it says error. Oh, okay. Is that always the case? No. No, it's not. I guess you can. Oh, no, you can't. No, you can't. Because it doesn't show, like, you'd have to, like, I guess, dig through this to find the individual properties, which is, like, pain. It's so much pain. LOD data, move to data. Just show me transform data. Okay. So this is post update. This is post update. Let me break point there instead. Pre-update. Okay, so the data array, this is state tree. Object pointer is question marks, which is not, that does not inspire confidence. New data, what are you? You have information. And so we do when we add data, the move temp works there. Why does that not actually update the array? All right, should we ask Gemini? I kind of want to ask Gemini. Okay. Let's see if AI can give us some pointers here. Okay, so why does the edit not seem to actually properly apply the new data? We'll see what Gemini has to give us. Dissecting the user's query. I think the thoughts are fun to look at. But let's keep looking. I mean, it has to be something with the move semantics, right? Like whatever I'm passing in here is not actually sticking around or something like that. I'm not actually using this function correctly, I think. But I feel like I'm using it the same way that I'm using add. Data memory is a void pointer. Data memory is a void pointer. That this is am I using this one anywhere? Yeah, so this one works. This one, where am I using this one? This one does not. Okay, well maybe I should just use the fucking other one then. I have two functions that are doing the same thing. One takes in an instance struct. The other one just takes in a struct type and struct data. But I'm gonna do an instance struct anyway, so yeah, let's just use the other one that I have. Data is an instance struct. I guess it needs to be a pointer, right? So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's try that one then. We'll try that one. We can just, I think we can just run live coding on that. So we'll see if that works before we, it looks like Jim and I cooked up something for us. So we'll look into that here in a second. Let's see if I fixed it without the help of AI. Like debugging in the Stone Ages. Okay, and let's just, let's get a fresh start here just to make sure. Well, I still want the vlogger. Okay, he's still not moving. He is still not moving. Do you have any velocity on you at all? No, still no. So yeah, that didn't work either. Let me just throw a breakpoint in here and we'll see if that data looks any better. That's let's not do it for attachment data. Let's do transform data. There we go. Yeah, it's all question marks. Like that's sus. That is suspect. That is very suspect information. What is it? 548, 370. Velocity is just all zeros. Wait, is it? I mean, is that? Wait, hang on. Is that why? Hang on. Okay, no, the velocity is there. Oh, am I reset? Oh, I think I understand. I need to split the data. Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, because where's this one coming from? I guess I don't know, do I? Yeah, shit, I don't know. Okay, so I think I understand what's happening here now. I think I'm editing, because I'm editing this transform data from multiple places and it's overriding each other. And so there's one that sets it back to 0 and there's one that doesn't, and one is just overriding the other. And you know what I might be able to do about that? I should definitely change the architecture, but I think I might just be able to change the order of how the processors are iterated over. Like velocity processor first. Well, he's got velocity. Yeah, so I think that does confirm my suspicions. But I guess the thing is now, he can't actually move. Like nothing's actually... well, something's resetting the transform, I guess. So he's trying to move. And I guess the move to processor is resetting the transform because it's setting the rotation. I think that's probably what's happening. Okay, so interesting. Let me think about this. So Jim and I don't actually need you. Actually, I'm curious as to what it said, because I understand what's happening now. What does it think the problem is? Jesus Christ, it gave me so much. Object slicing. It's not object slicing. I know that. Issues with the assignment operator. Use after move at the call sites. What does it say it? Yeah, that's not the issue. I know that's not the issue. Okay, so yeah, I guess this is where God, this is just gonna take a crazy refactor. And I was really hoping to just keep the processors as similar as possible to my last architecture, so that I could compare the performance more directly, and then I'll do like the actual updates. You know, get the data into the shape that it actually should be in. Is there a way around this? It is entity component system, yes. Welcome in. So yeah, I'm rewriting my ECS system basically. Yeah, what do I want to do about this? Let's think here. So what I have so far, here's the tick of my entity subsystem. So I have this command buffer queue, and this is for editing any edits to the ECS system. So adding a new entity, removing an entity, adding new data, removing data, editing data. Those are the kinds of things, those are the kinds of commands that can be queued up. Now that gets queued up like, where's a good example? Like this. So there's just a function that you pass a command buffer to. Why do you use subsystem? It's a singleton, so that's what we want. So yeah, here's how edits get applied. I think aggregation tick or manager will be better. Or entity. Are you familiar with entity component systems? Yes, it sounds like you might not be. That's okay. Singleton, nah, just switch case into oblivion. What? Do you know what a singleton is? I don't. A switch case is not a replacement for a singleton by any means. I try to improve my skill, but this topic is very complex. Yeah, these ECS systems can get that way. Yeah. And yeah, there's no tick or manager that will be better than an ECS system. That's why I say I don't think you no disrespect. You don't need to understand or anything. But yeah, I think the ECS architecture is like, that's, if you're trying to do something very performant, that's the way to go. Is it necessary for all cases? No. But for me, I think it's quite necessary. So anyways, the first step we do is that we process all of those edits, and I am just kind of by default doing an edit from every processor every frame. So that's a little inefficient. Sorry about that. Dog was freaking out. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing edits like every process loop, even when they may not actually be different. And what's happening is it's a queue, so we loop through the queue and we apply those edits, but they are not. Oh, hang on, my meeting got changed. Let me see. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, so and then they're overriding each other. What do I want to do about that? Right now, everything is happening sequentially, so I don't even need that. And the reason I tried to do that is because I wanted to be able to use it on the background threads. I wanted to just kick everything off to a background thread. But it kind of seems like the overhead of needing to like copy all the data such that there are no collisions. Because that's what happens here in this next one. It's like I have to copy all of the data every frame also, and then give that data to each of the processors. Why do you prefer this system? It's just more performant than pretty much everything else you can do. It's just a necessity, really. So there's a lot of overhead here in just these two steps. Even with the parallel 4. Is there anything here? I don't know that there's anything here that would actually speed this up anymore. Because I'm pretty sure all of these arrays are contiguous. Is this doing is the append doing a copy, right? Should I move temp here? Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. This might be problematic. What does array do? Does that just yeah, that iterates over everything. Drippy seeing const everywhere, is it? Stop, Patrick, you're scaring him. Yeah, I wish C++ weren't so verbose, but that's what makes it C++, you know. Why can't I just get from a set, huh? Why can't I just get an index from a set? I mean, does that copy as well? Like, I think there's a lot of different, well, this is just the entities. So let me just do this then maybe, so that we're not doing this for every single fucking array. This is gonna be T array of F my entity. Entities. Entities. Pass that, I guess that will get passed by ref, because we're just like capturing everything here. I don't know that we should do that, actually. Let's just only pass in what we need. Maybe that's a little bit more efficient as well. And then is this... I guess we need this for the functions. I don't know if that's going to be any better, though. Let's I guess we can see. Move temp. Yeah, it doesn't like that move temp. Okay. It was a nice try. And what's wrong? What the fuck's wrong now? I'm just gonna rebuild so I can see that error message in a better format. Okay, where's this happening from? Wait, what? Why don't you like that? Oh, yeah, that I think makes sense, actually. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Check the bugs. Okay, thank you. Oh, I also do a move temp on data copy. Is this Java? No. No, it's not. C++. I know the CPP files can make it look a lot like Java, but it is indeed C++. And I was using add generic at first, which I feel like I don't need. Maybe I do though. Data type. Okay, let's try to rebuild that. Okay, yeah, that one works. Cool. Okay, so I think before, if I'm remembering correct, I suppose I can look back in the stream, but like I want to say the cache portion of the tick was like 12 milliseconds or something, which is, I think it was 10 to 20 milliseconds is what I want to say. Which is way too much. So we'll see if that got any better. Let's go 2000, which is what I had. Now this is just gonna, you know, this is just gonna be so slow. Yes, yes, destroy object, I'm aware. Okay, now nothing is even showing up. But it's running, I can tell it's running. You can tell that it's running by the 14 FPS that I'm getting. Trying to wait for it to get finished spawning. We'll just trace from here. Okay, yeah, I think it did finish spawning or something. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so most of it actually isn't even on the parallel 4 part. It's like on this part. And we're gonna append on. Glad to see you were unaffected by the view bonding scandal. Yeah, with my sub 20 viewers. Yeah. Welcome in, Jared. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's crazy how like unanimous and widespread that seemed to have been. I've been reading some of the live stream fails stuffs. So this didn't, I don't know if that helped at all. Yeah, I don't know how much that helped. And this seems to be the biggest issue here. So let me throw a scope trace or whatever on here, like thread cache per thread caches. Wait, what am I doing here? Cache data. What is cache data? Script struct to thread results. For each pair, the pair is... Right, okay, so yeah, we're like... Is this even worth it at this point? If this is causing this much... I'm gonna have to add it anyway. Does the parallel 4 ever get me anything here? Generate frame data cache. Now just let me just I want to put this in here in this scope, the append scope. I think that will still show up in I don't think you need like a complete rebuild. Oh god, of course. I need to rebuild 31 things. Okay, might as well just rebuild. So whenever I did my first pass at this refactor, I was just kind of just doing everything naively. I'll say that. I was doing everything naively, and I was doing it on the game thread. Entirely on the game thread. And like from my preliminary results, it was looking really good. So here are the numbers for my processors from my old system. If you look at move to max milliseconds it ever took, 135. Average was 30, median was 34. And then from that naive one that I took, the max for the move to was 23 milliseconds. Average 8.5, median 8.7. So that's already like a 3 times increase. Now, that's still too much to run on the game thread because you need your game thread to be like 16 milliseconds for 60 FPS, right? So that's still too high to run sequentially on the game thread. Now you could do a parallel 4 with that, but then that's where you start to run into concurrency, the threading stuff, threading issues, concurrency issues. And so that's what I'm like trying to find an architecture that can efficiently handle that. I have some quick questions. Oh boy. I'm kidding. You feel free to ask anything. Feel free. Okay, so let's pop this bad boy up. Do we still have the 2K put in here? Yeah, okay, so 2K. And I wonder, I don't know why they're not being shown, but it doesn't matter because the processors are still doing stuff. Oh my god, it's even slower now. 124 milliseconds. Oh my god. Okay, let's just run we'll just run the trace here. Okay, we got some results. Let us look. Okay, so most of what is happening at the end here? Okay, so the parallel 4 is actually only taking 1 millisecond, which is kind of fine. I don't know how poorly that's going to scale. And so everything... My const ref there. Const ref that. Yeah, so the parallel 4 is actually the not very much. It's not very much of that. But the append part is taking what, 5 milliseconds in total about? I have reverse engineered Hard Truck 2 King of the Road game from 2002. I have found that the game was using procedural terrain gen at runtime using p-values and XYZ in some hex format file. I don't feel like that's a quick question. I feel like this is not going to be a quick question. It's fine. I think you're being a bit misleading about that, though. And I don't know that I have any answers for you, because this is something that's very specific. I've managed to get all values in JSON. So is it possible to build that terrain in UE5? Using p-values in XYZ in some hex format file. Yeah, I mean, you can, like, I use dynamic mesh chunks for my procedural terrain, and like, you can just give that vertices and triangles. Do you have the triangles, or do you just have the vertices? Because you'll need to know what order to render those in. But yeah, I mean, you can get a dynamic mesh chunk and just give it an array buffer of indices and the indices being the triangles, the order of the vectors, right? The XYZ values, and then it'll render that for you. So I mean, yeah, it's possible to recreate the terrain, but you would need the triangle information. Okay, so what is this 1.3 milliseconds at the end here. I don't know that I can be any more efficient about this. $10 milliseconds for caching everything. And I think what you could do is like a what would you call it? Like a, I guess no, I guess you'd have to recache it every fucking frame. No, because then it would need to be. You could maintain two, you could duplicate the data and maintain two sets of the data. One of them is read-only data, one of them is writable data. And then whenever you make an edit, you update both. And then that way you don't have to copy every frame. You just get the read-only data. And it's like everything is 2x. Everything is takes up 2x memory, basically. I'm really surprised at this amount here. 2.5 milliseconds there, huh? Generate frame data cache, get required. Data touch, sure. So we just need to get even more granular here, and this is, I'll say, repopulate maps, and then I guess if I see it after that, then I know it's like, because we're dispatching the like these might be a little expensive. Racing. Oh, that I don't. Okay, never mind. It went back down. I was gonna say we went up to 40 FPS there for a hot second. Like, oh, my changes did something. No, they didn't. If anything, we are higher. Okay, Unreal Insights. We're frozen. Yeah. What is this time? Okay, so hang on. Get required data types only takes up that much time, and then pre-populate. What is happening in between those two things? Is it this function? Or is it resetting this? Wait, what is frame cap? Do I even need that one? I don't. I was just, okay, we were just doing extra shit for no reason. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, that'll definitely muck up the trace. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, close all those. I'm gonna run another one here. I think I got a couple more frames, a couple more FPS. This the same thing? No, that looks a lot better. Okay. Pre-populating the maps takes 2.8 milliseconds. Why does that take so long? All I'm doing is adding, like, these are finite things. Like, these are very small things. Is it set num threads? I'm just gonna move each of these out until it makes sense to me. Okay, we're gonna move that out. We're gonna run live coding, and we're going to rerun the profiler for a few seconds. What is it that is taking so long? Okay, pre-populate maps is still... Is it resetting this here? So if I move that out, does it still take that time? Because I do not believe that this is that performance intensive. Like, that should not... There's like 10 threads. So I'm adding like... And I think I have 10 processors. So I'm adding 10 processors to 10 thread pools. Like, it's not that much. That should happen in like a fucking microsecond. Oh my god, look at that. See, look, that's how much. Look, it takes 13 fucking nanoseconds. So it's resetting this. Resetting this cache takes 2 milliseconds. Why? Why? Unreal Engine .reset performance. Array .reset performance. Optimizing T-array usage for performance. Did you talk about reset here? No. Clearing an array. Okay, yeah, I don't think that's going to get into the performance considerations that I'm interested in. I wonder if it's just like the struct, like deallocating the structs or something. I mean, but it said all the like with .reset, the memory should be retained. Unhash elements. Yeah, I mean, I guess it does have to just like get rid of everything there. What if I just like... What if instead of resetting it, I just reassigned it? Would that be better? Final frame data cache. And then we'll append, we'll do that. And then move temp. And I kind of feel like maybe we should be reserving some amount as well. Sovereign, welcome in. Refactoring my entire ECS system. That's what I'm doing. And so we kind of got the base architecture in. Now I'm just trying to handle, you know, what do I want to do for like asynchronous things. And right now I'm looking at the, Jesus Christ, it's so bad. Okay. I'm looking at the per frame. Okay, the frame cache has gone down. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. That's pre-populate maps is still 2.6 milliseconds. Wait, why is that? Oh, because I'm still adding to this. Still adding to that guy. We don't want that. So I'm trying to handle async task considerations, and what that needs is like a cache that you build. You need to like copy the data every frame so that you can pass it to the background threads, and the background threads can run you know, completely isolated from the rest of the ECS system that may be updating some data, you know. Mr. Refactor, yes, yes. Mr. doesn't like any of the way his own code is written. Who wrote this code? Was it me? Well, of course I know that, man. Okay, but now all I'm doing is backloading that same fucking performance. Actually, even more now. Well, it's like no matter what way I slice it, it's the same, because now it's all just here. This move temp now is fucking. It's fucking. I know him quite well. I recently started researching ethical hacking, but suck at code. Could you explain a little bit about what's going on? I mean, I guess I just did. But an ECS system, it's just a very performant architecture. So I wrote it in a not very performant way originally so that it would be easier for me to work with, so that I could get a better idea of what I needed from the system overall. And to also just learn what makes it tick and what the performance differences are. So now I'm refactoring that. And before it was all running multi-threaded, so that's why it was working so well. And like I was using U objects before for my ECS system, which like completely goes against what an ECS system is supposed to do. But it made it really easy to work multi-threaded, because I could access the U objects on different threads, and because they were pointers, right? Which kind of completely ignores the cache locality principle of ECS systems. But what it does is it allows you to only update certain members from certain threads, and that's, you know, fine, and everything would be fine. But now I've changed over all my data to structs, and I'm trying to figure out an architecture that's going to work for me. And so far, I have not found a way to like efficiently cache this data. The actual copying of the data is not too bad. It's 1.2 milliseconds. Oh no. Oh no. Spotify. Okay. I thought my whole computer was crashing for a second there. How much memory am I using on my PC at the moment? Oh, only 73%. Okay, we're not too bad. We're not doing too bad. Let's go ahead and stop that. And stop that processing from happening. So I almost feel like the copying that I'm having to do anyways from the parallel 4 is making the parallel 4 just not even worth it. Because I'm having to copy shit anyways. So I may as well just fucking directly add. May as well directly add to it. Let's compare, I guess. Let's compare. But I think what that means is we can like comment out a bunch of shit. I think we can comment out a lot. All required data types. So we can add a key, but I guess maybe I should add a pre-allocated value. And then let's do, I'm gonna go ahead and comment that out. So let's only work on per thread caches. I don't need that. Let's get rid of view. Dot cache data dot reset. Okay, so we're gonna reset that, and I think when I go through and we're gonna prepend, I don't need to do that part anymore. So we're just gonna go through here and pre-populate these maps, add, and then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to Make an array. Can I pre-populate it with a certain amount here? Like, what I want to do here is like new array. We'll do like new array dot reserve. And I think I would just want to do active entities dot num. Move temp new array. So that's the pre-population that's happening. And then what we do is we're going to iterate through all required data types and do basically do this loop now. So we'll see if this is better than doing the parallel for, where we have to copy like a fuck ton. I guess I'll still need that. I will still need that. Why Sublime text editor? Is that what you think you're looking at right now? I guess I don't need to do that. I can just do a for each now, which is kind of nice. For each in active entities. And then we're just going to do frame data cache here instead. Data copy. I mean, this is where the copy is happening. Should I do that? Even if you update certain members of whatever, the distributed thread workload may cause a significant performance hit. This is because you make the threads function in a wait free / lock. This is because you must make the threads function. I don't think what you're saying applies to what I'm doing right now. Hey bro, just popping in. I hope you've had a swell weekend and are enjoying a productive, positive Monday. I did have a good weekend. Thank you, and I hope the same for you as well. What language? It looks like JS. Have you? What? It's so hard. It's so hard for me to resist the urge to be sarcastic about that. It is unreal. Yes. Isn't it sublime? No, it's what. This doesn't look. No. No, it's not sublime. Been a while since I've seen C++. Well, this is Unreal Engine C++, so it's a little different. But I'm just, everyone has came in here and said, is this Python? Is this JavaScript? Is this Java? I mean, I get the Java and C# ones I get. But any other language that's not Java or C#, it's very hard for me to not be sarcastic about it. Okay, so let's see how much more performant this is. Did I run live coding? I think I did. Dark thing with orange text, is it really that similar? It didn't look that similar from my brief glance. I don't know, to me JetBrains products all have a very similar vibe. So it's I don't know, I guess a lot easier to see for me. I am trying to refactor my ECS system. I've done a little bit in Unity. You think C++ is harder in Unreal than C#? It just really depends on what you're doing. Like, the language itself is more verbose, and there's more overhead to learning it. It's still taking 10 milliseconds. It's taking the exact same fucking amount of time. Okay, let's go with that. And so this is actual... Okay, the actual copying. Is this gonna, do I need to do this check? Like, do I need to do that check? I mean, let's see, let's just see if it fails. Let's see if that fails. Close insights. Did that already run? Did that actually run? Okay, I guess we'll know if we see it pop up in the editor. Well, I'm running at 80 FPS now. Oh, that's because I'm fucking paused. Yeah, that'll do it. What's happening here? What are you doing? Oh, so yeah, it did cause an issue. I do need that then. Yeah, the old move to data was completely invalid. Okay, so we do need that check. Okay. Noted. Noted. You know, no one's ever came in here and been like, is this C++? I don't think, like, the guesses are always wrong, it seems, which is, it's just interesting to me. Okay, so it's like no matter what way we slice this, it's not very efficient. And I feel like I don't actually need to copy the data here, because I think it's getting fucking copied anyway when we add it. Or at least it could. Wait, do I not have a generic get entity data? Or oh, this is templated, right? So no, I don't have a generic one. It has to be a templated one. So I'm wondering. Let me think here. So here's my god-awful for each that is just like the most 5-head C++ that I could never have written on my own. Yeah, I wonder if this should just handle copying, like, on the fly. Is this CSS? God fucking damn it. That's a good meme. Now that one I know is a joke. Yes, this is CSS. Your website looks good. Thank you. Okay, so what do I want to try and do about this? Everything's happening sequentially right now. Everything is getting a copy of the data right now, and it's happening sequentially, so it's not necessary, but I was trying to do that to prepare for the async stuff. But with this fucking profile, yeah, like all that would be saving 35 milliseconds on the game thread, which, you know, is great, but the command buffer taking 7.9 milliseconds and copying the data taking 10 milliseconds, that's not acceptable. I may as well just not do that at that point. Hi, how can I start game development from a very specific architecture or very specific system specs? The same way anyone would. Pick an engine, download it, start playing around. There's no right or wrong way to start game dev. So you just gotta start. And you'll very quickly find out if your computer can handle it or not. Why don't you just STD move the data? I am. That's what move temp is. How does Unreal Engine's STD move? That does not solve the problems, though. And the intention is to copy it, right? The intention is to copy it. I wonder if it would be better if I just did one... Here, what if we did this? This might be a little bit better. I should do this, yeah. Auto, ref, map. Or I guess this is array, right? How much faster is that? Oh dear. Okay. Jesus. It is actually doing a little bit better. It's doing it slightly better, but not by much. I don't know. It's getting up there. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't that much different. That wasn't that much different. Yeah, it's still around 9. Dude, Spotify. Okay. Dude, why is Spotify fucking up for me today? Yeah, CPU go burr indeed. What if Unreal STD move for a deep copy instead of a shallow? So move doesn't copy. Yeah, so move like it casts it to like an R value reference, right? I mean, I am questioning whether or not I need this copy. For each data type, add the data. Well, I should flip this, right? And then I can move that. This is what I meant to do. There we go. So this should be more performant. I think. I mean, it doesn't seem that way. Do I need to restart to actually make sure that this running the latest code. It doesn't, yeah, that didn't seem to change anything, which... I feel like it should. I feel like that should have actually changed something. Is this like... Okay, maybe let's not do it here. Let's do this. And let's do array reserve active entities dot oh my god. Live coding succeeded. Cool. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna restart. Excuse me. Spotify is not enjoying this. Spotify, hello. Hello, please. Okay, so I think we've spawned everything. Quick trace. Okay, that's fine. Spotify, if you could just, you know, do... It doesn't seem to understand how to get to the next track. I'm just the manual DJ, I guess, now. Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same. I know, which is... That's so strange to me that that would be the exact same. I mean, it's probably... I guess it's probably... Let's, let me throw, like, one of these in here. Let's see how much just this one copy here is doing. Copy entity data generic. There we good. That's running suspiciously fast. So I feel like I kind of feel I'm gonna rebuild. Let's rebuild. I'm gonna rebuild. Sometimes live coding doesn't pick up the actual changes for some reason, so I'm a little suspicious. Where will your current game upload? I want to download and play it. Steam. I mean, it's we're years away from that, so don't hold your breath or anything. Probably Steam though, yeah. I'd be wrong, this is an assumption, but is the data that you are moving aligned? I'm not, I mean, I'm copying data. That might be, and what do you mean by aligned? As in like contiguous, you're talking about like contiguous blocks of memory? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is the bulk of it. That is basically it. I mean, it's, I guess, slightly lower now. It's like, I don't know. Not by much. Jeez, my computer does not like streaming this. My computer did not like that. Okay, so what I was thinking was changing to only copying the necessary data instead of all of the data. And I guess the issue with that is that doesn't scale very well, right? Because you would be needing to copy potentially the same data, but for multiple entities. Can we copy the data line? It still matter because it would save you CPU. Yeah. So it's all, it should, that's what the reserve here is doing. That should all be contiguous there. At that point. And then of course everything stored in the ECS system that this copy entity data is getting from. Yeah, I guess the issue is that we're, I mean, we are doing a single, I guess we're having to re-look up the map, right? Maybe that's part of the issue. But the data itself, I mean, it's all contiguous when it gets added. Should be at least. That's what in place is, right? Yeah, I guess that's probably a little bit of the having to look up the pool for the entity. I guess what I'm doing is not taking advantage of reusing the pool lookups. I could try that. Yeah, I wonder if these dispatcher functions just aren't very performant for that reason. This is C++. I had a... Mister, stop. Did I get rid of it? Because I used to have a... I mean, I guess I have this, because we're making an instant struct as well, which there's probably some overhead there in making that. Where can I download this game? Dude, it's so far from complete. I answered you already. Probably Steam. I don't even have a name for the game yet. How many years of experience do you have? In programming in general, like 10. But in C++, like 3. Because what I need here is a generic way to get entity data, which That's where the complexity comes in, because they're just ad hoc structs that would suffer from object slicing if I were to reference them generically without the use of an instance struct. Now, I wonder if I just got all entity data. Yeah, I mean, I'm re-accessing the map. That's the problem. It's not that the data isn't contiguous, it's that I'm re-accessing the map. And this I wonder if I rewrote that get all entity data, that would help me here. Yeah, these functions are difficult. But what these functions here are supposed to be doing is making a bridge between like a templated function and a generic function that takes in like a script struct. And what I have to do is like where is it? Entity. I have to like register all my data types to like create those functions. Because of that. So I think I need to either I need to write one that gets multiple data at a time to avoid the multi map. Yeah. Like get all of this data for get all entities with this data. Or get all of this kind of data for all entities is basically one that I would need. Get all entity data of type is probably what that would need to be. Okay, so my entity data pools, I would only want to get that once, right? Get entity data pool, and then I would just return the data array itself. Return data array, so let's see, just T array of entity data type. And I guess I'm making a pointer to it. So give me that. Okay, so we're gonna need to wire up one of those now. So I guess I need a get all data function returning T array of and this is a generic one. So a T array of f instanced struct. It is const. It does not need f my entity. Is incomplete. Wait, why are you incomplete? Wait, what do you mean by incomplete here? Oh, I did it wrong. Yeah, there we go. Right? Oh, no, I have to put... Where's the fucking const go? Void... Oh god, this is so confusing. There we go, there it is. Then I need that to be const, right? Do I not care? This needs to be const. Bool const. Okay, I guess not. Okay. funcs dot get all data function. That looks good enough. Data array. To get all the data. Get all the data, and then so all data, we would want to initialize that, or like reserve data array size, or num. What in the lambda am I staring at? I know, it's disgusting, I know. A new data initialize all data. Okay, so maybe that helps. And then I need a wrapper function for that. It's so much boilerplate, man. Oh my god. Okay, so where is the get data generic T array? T array of F instance struct. Get all entity data. No entity necessary. Then basically this, but instead of remove func, we do get all entity data function. I think just return that. Find data struct type. Oh yeah, we still need that part. That part we do need. Okay, and then how do I want to return this? So get all data function. Maybe I should just do an output parameter, actually. Just do an output parameter. Okay, so call that all data, or out data, perhaps. Out data reset if necessary as well. And then this will need an out data. Watch, this is going to be like the same exact performance as before. Oh, you like the key press guy? Yeah, he's fun. If registering all the data types is an issue, then you might want to create an entity pool. I do have entity pools for the data. Registering is just creating generic functions for me. It's not like, it's not a performance-y. It's unrelated. It's unrelated. It's just what I have to do to set up the generic functions. It happens once at startup. It's not an issue. And then I guess I do still need to check if it has entity data. Or maybe just in here, if data array is all I need to do. And then this becomes copy entity data generic, or no, get all entity data. And we want data type. Get all entity data generic. Wait, what? What did I call that function? Underscore generic. There we go. There it is. Named it wrong. Okay. All right, data type, and then the out array. No, that's not the out array. F instant struct out all data. Is it a copy at that point? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's a copy or not. And I guess the issue is I don't know what the ID is. Shit. Okay, hang on. Shit. Yeah, ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. I have the array, and then I have a map of entity to index in the array. Index to entity map. I guess I just need to get the entity pool. And I just have to iterate over it like that. I need a generic way to get the entity pool, because I would need both. Where the fuck did it go? There it is. Yeah, I would need both of these. And when I was just doing the get or the copy entity data, how many map lookups was that? That's 2. Yeah, like accessing this pool should only happen once per frame, right? I should really just return the pool. So get all data function. Okay, get data pool, get entity data pool, taking in the subsystem and a type, and I guess it would return a pointer. Get entity data pool. We're no longer outputting the data because that'll be done externally if needed. What I really need, what is the return type? What is the pool? Const t entity data pool. There we go. Oh, and it's fucking private. Right? Or do I have to, it's inner. Oh, I already have a map here. Oh. Oh, I can just write this one. I don't need to do this stupid workaround for it. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. But then I guess what am I returning? I'm returning the base F. I have to return the F entity data base. Unless I made it, I would have to make some more virtual functions. Get entity data. No, I mean, I guess that would be fine, right? Yeah. Return to pool, get to yeah. Okay. So we can just do something like this. Entity data pools dot find data type. So if auto pool equals that, for each entity pool get t-shirt pointer. What do I want? Do I have to what do I do with this? Okay. I guess we do the get. And then get entity data for entity ID, which let's change that to just entity. Okay, we'll see how much faster this is going to be. And then we want to add. And then can we move temp here? Is move temp the move? Wait, what is this returning? Not what I want. Argument type is f instanced struct. Right, because I want to use like a templated version of this. F cached entity data. Oh, does that actually? Oh, because it's already an instant struct. Yeah, so that works. And so yeah, I think we would want to, or this is the copy now, right? I think this line is the copy now. I think. We need to get rid of that function. Have you ever been to India? Nope. "89 actions. Okay, we're gonna be here for a minute. Get all entity data type. What? What? Ah. I guess I'm not using that. So we should just delete that. Okay. So we should be doing less pointer chasing now, I think. Reserving, adding, yeah, and then I think this actually copies. We're doing an instant struct. I don't know if that's going to be a copy or not. I have actually no idea. The instant structs part of this, which is what's preventing like type erasure. Or rather, it's enabling type erasure, preventing object slicing. This passing by const ref, but would I need to do a move temp here to actually get? Well, no, because I'm using the same thing for... I was using the same thing for the regular parts. And it was, yeah, so I think adding it in here potentially copies. Move temp if possible. Do I need it in place instead? We were doing an add before. Maybe I should have in placed all along. I guess we'll see after this if add or in place makes a difference in performance. Okay, let's see here. Lettuce. Okay. Still pretty bad. It's like the exact same. Yeah, it's like, I guess it's a little bit better. A little bit better. Try in place. Oh, I can't because... Right, that's like, that would be like, yeah. Is there some way to, I wonder, maybe I'll have to look this up offline. I'm wondering if there's some way to like, I need to like tell how many cache hits and stuff are happening. Or tell how contiguous my memory is here. There's like a compact, yeah. There's a compact function. Not that that loop is gonna matter. Is the find the right move here? Or would a contains and then get the ref be better? Oh, and I have to rebuild because of that. Yeah, and I really question how much the instant structs are hurting or helping me here. And like, does return, like, how much does a copy of an instant struct? Because it's like you can, I don't think an instant struct handle, like, if you're returning an instant struct by ref versus by copy, I don't think that it actually, like, would copy the entire data all over again. I think it's just gonna copy the struct bits. But maybe there's some non-negligible overhead there. How are we adding to active entities? Should I compact this after each add? Hang on. Rebuild that. To allow iterating over it to be better the next run? It's gonna be so laggy when I spawn things now, but at least I'll learn more by doing that. I'll learn how much that's actually affecting this. I could, like, skip this. And just get all registered data and do that. Yeah, so we're still taking like max 10 milliseconds. So I think we've dropped like maybe a couple milliseconds, but nothing substantial enough to be worth it still. I think it was like maybe like 10 to 12 and now it's like kind of 7 to 10, so. Okay, let's play. Hello, please. Okay. Yeah, I'm still the same exact. It's so crazy how it's like the same exact FPS every time almost. At least it's consistent. At least it's very consistent. Maybe one more frame per second. I mean, yeah, maybe it's like slightly more, ever so slightly more performance. Yeah, it's like we dropped a few more milliseconds there, I think. And what if I do like a move temp on, can I move temp here? On this instant struct? I don't, at that point, is it a copy? Is it still a copy at that point? And then maybe I should return const ref here. Yeah, I guess I'm not using it for anything, because I'm not using that function. Failed. Move temp. Forward. I guess I need like a T. I guess that doesn't make a difference. And let's return a const ref here. Does that even does that break it? So we are copying here. So can I move temp now? Still says we're copying. Pool, get the pointer. Or can I just pool, get entity data? No, I can't. So that still does a copy, but if we do a forward, and I need the T, which I don't have. I need the type, which I don't have. I need to handle it generically. It's still copying, so I don't. Does move temp even do anything at that point? Oh, I'm doing 2 move temps. Hang on. Why did I think that would do anything? Hang on. And you can't. I presume forward. Yeah, that doesn't. That just doesn't work. Okay, so we'll see here. Returning address of local copy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess I have to. I guess I have to. I guess I have to return there. Which means the move temp should actually do something. Although it still says I'm copying, right? No, now it's not. So it's the same thing, right? So does this actually change anything? I don't think this actually changed anything. Oh my god, what's happening? The walls are closing in? You might need to see a doctor, buddy. Is that fine? Aggregate initialization of type T array. Is that fine? Wonder if I did an in-place get ref, if that would be any better. I actually want to try that. I don't like that. It's okay. Keep going. Yeah, I need to look into how other... Uh-oh. Move temp called on an R value, so I can't move temp here. Okay. And again, I don't think copying the instance struct is actually that big of a deal. It's the underlying data that is the big deal. But anyways, I need to look into how other ECS systems handle multi-threading, because there's many different ways to do it. Because there's synchronous multi-threading, and then there's like asynchronous multi-threading as well. Where it's like, you know, your multi-threading can block the game thread, or like you essentially need all of your processors to happen in lockstep. I'm trying to avoid that. Is what I'm trying to do. And like having to, you know, create all these copies and then handle any updates, like that is taking up a lot of my game thread anyways. Okay, yeah, let's just run it. How much better, if at all? Okay, we lost Spotify. Yeah, it's like, it's still like almost the exact same performance. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how much. How similar, how much similar, how, yeah, how much similar it is. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Yeah, again, it's still taken. I guess I can probably put a trace here. All this copy. I'll put that little scope trace thingo right there. Well, I guess we'll just see how much of this is saturating that bar. You would hope that most of it is, right? Somehow this might be worse performance. Okay, we're going. So I mean, I'm what I'm assuming that I'm seeing here is that these empty spaces are cache misses. Because these are like right next to each other. So that means like what? No overhead in between each iteration of this loop. The thing is like, why am I only getting that much, right? Why can it only go like 5 to 10 entities in a row? Maybe this part here. So if I write some functions for like getting the data array and getting the map, rather than following these virtual functions, which I know like the VLOOKUP table, there's some performance considerations there. But I guess I can't write a generic function for getting the data array, can It would have to be a get f instanced struct. And do I need to return a copy there? And it has to be static in order to return by const ref. So I think I don't do that. I think I don't do that. I guess just do like an output. Out array. Okay, and then I need the entity to index map, which can just be returned directly. And then this can be the const ref. We can return the actual memory for that because it is generic already. Okay, so that way we won't need to follow the pool pointer more than once. Right? T-array of f instanced struct. Copies, and then pool. Is it a copy? I don't know. Get data array. Call that fucking data. Call that, and then what do I call this? Shit. Cache entry. Tmap. Well, let's just do const auto ref entity to index map, and then we just look up in this map. Entity. Okay, does that help me at all? Is the move temp doing anything for me there? These are questions I need answers to. I guess let's see if that compiles. Now I'm wondering if this this entity to index, maybe we should compact this bad boy. How are we filling that bad boy out, huh? Yeah, should we yeah, maybe I should compact those when we add. Well, they can in place and move temp at the same time. But I guess I need a new entry, that's why I'm not doing that. Can you ELI5 the difference between in place and add, please? In Unreal Engine CPP, can you explain the difference of in place and add? While we're building this, we'll read up on that. Okay, let it think. I don't need, just give me the, I don't need like the normie analogy. Adding an existing object takes a fully constructed object and either copies or moves it into the array. In place, constructing an object in place. In place does not take an object, instead it takes arguments for the object's constructor. It forwards these arguments directly to the constructor to build the object in place, right inside the memory the array has allocated for it. Signature uses variadic templates, just means it takes any number, okay. Yeah, give me what the performance difference of that is. Potentially less efficient, always involves a copy or move. Generally more efficient, avoids temporary objects and extra copies / moves. When to use which? Use in place when you are already creating one. So maybe in place isn't the move here? Although it said add was less efficient. Although, okay. This is telling me I should in place, yeah. Okay. Oh, that sounds good. Bro, the performance is maybe a little worse actually. Or maybe the exact same. Wait, what is this? Okay, so now those happen so fast. Wait, what? How fast did the copy happen last time? Let me see. An individual copy was anywhere from like up to 110 microseconds. And this is in the... Some of these are like 0 nanoseconds. Up to 100 nanoseconds. So they're happening like incredibly fast. And so these are multiple times slower for the most part. Wow, it can't go any, the resolution can't go any higher than 100 nanoseconds, it seems. Then I have these big gaps, and I assume what that big gap is from. Oh, Jesus, I have so much shit here. I assume what those big gaps are from is from... It's like, I have to pay this cost no matter what. It feels like I have to pay the cost no matter what. I assume that it has to be from this get data array. Because now this is happening lightning fast. But then it's all of this is the issue. Now, I guess I can profile each one of these to see what their issues are. I guess I just need that one, right? That one will tell me enough. I can just by process of elimination see the other. Okay, so let's close all the insights windows. About the same performance. I mean, I didn't change anything, so I'm not sure why I would expect that at all. Holy shit, yeah, that's all of it now. That is literally all of it now. Yeah. Should I just maintain that? I just maintain them as instant structs? Like, I'm doing so much work to get around that. I think I should just maintain them as instant structs. How much? Oh, I wish Dr. Elliott were here. How much performance overhead does an instant struct? Okay, we're gonna ask Gemini again. In Unreal Engine CPP, how much overhead does an instanced struct have? Does an F instanced struct have when considering iterating over tightly packed arrays? I mean, I actually kind of feel like none. I think I actually just like data, because this happened instantly. So maybe I should ask that question a little bit differently. Like, I guess it would take up some extra memory, which I think would be negligible and fine. I'm worried about what am I worried about? If I were to change this array to a T array of instant struct, what would I be worried about? Because then it would always be generic, and then if I needed a typed version, I would just get the instant struct. Right. Because that would if I maintained all of those as instant struct, oh my god, this would be so much faster. Because then I would just return that array of instant structs. So they would cut this down from, you know, up to 10 milliseconds to like just whatever this is right here, to like 2.5 basically, down to like 3 milliseconds maybe. Which is mainly the reset, it seems. Which is mainly just the reset of the saved data. Maybe I should just reset the individual. I think here's what I should do. Rather than reset there, let's reset here. Or no, we empty here, I think. Reset with new size. That's like byte size, right? Or it says usage size. So maybe that's going to help a little bit as well. Okay, what are you saying? What are you saying to me? How it works internally. Pointer to the reflection data. The struct memory, yes. two main types of overhead. Performance overhead, cache miss. The cache miss catastrophe. Dude, Gemini's kind of dramatic. Kind of dramatic, I'll be honest. Okay, yeah. I understand that. But it only contains F instance struct containers. The actual struct data they point to is scattered across the heap. So then how is this working so fast then? Is that even correct? But if I am emplacing... You know, I guess it's just like at what point do I pay the cost for the instance struct, which is to get the data? But can't you just like... The instance struct is a pointer, right? Yeah, I do know the instance struct maintains an internal pointer. So it's like, yeah, at some point you have to pay to traverse the memory pointer. It's almost like it's almost like I either only use instance structs or I never use them. But is it a good choice? Okay, so if I have like... I need to think about how do I generically return this? I guess like I can change get data array to a T array of T, make that template type name entity data type, sure. Make that templated. Why can't templated functions can't be virtual? I guess that makes, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Okay, so if I had to do this without using an instanced struct array. Well, actually, let me validate this a little bit. Let me validate, so let's just say we maintain an F instanced struct array. Data array, instanced struct array. Okay, let's just say we maintain that. Okay, and now I really just need add. I think we're just gonna update add. do instanced struct array at index move temp new data. But I think we would want to do instanced or f instanced struct make with that data. And I think, would we move temp? I think we move temp both. And wait, how does move temp? Okay, so I have a follow-up question for Gemini now. Is there any way to store a T array of f instanced struct such that it is tightly packed and does and has high cache locality? Is there any way to do that? See, I kind of feel like this is working that way. I kind of feel like that. Okay, so we're going to do another in place here, but with the instanced struct array, and do the same thing, I guess. I'm doing a bit of a duplication there, but that's fine. Oh, oops, I did the wrong thing here. That would not have compiled. Okay, let's see, does that compile now? And then instead, I think I need to update some more stuff, so hang on. Okay, back to... God, this class is such a mess, man. Okay, back to... We just need to return... and then we can just return this, right? So we just return instanced struct array, and then we're going to change this to return the const ref version, right? Because we're just going to return the straight up memory. Oh. But now it's like we're storing double, which we'll see how necessary that is. Okay, why are you mad now? Okay, you're good. So getting data array. Okay, let's see how efficient that is. Okay, Gemini, let's read up a little bit here. What do you got for me? That's the $1,000,000 question, is it now? God, quit being so dramatic. I feel like a child when I read this sometimes. The answer is no, as is, but yes, you can achieve this by changing how you store and process data. The only way to store them, which lives in the heap. The data-oriented baking approach. Data, I guess I just need to get used to maybe the C++ folding operator, because I think that's probably how you have to handle all this stuff. These disjoint structs without object slicing. This is telling me a bunch of bullshit that doesn't matter. Because it's like, yeah, I get that the instance struct array is an array of pointers, but the things that it's pointing to could be a tightly packed array, right? Which I guess is what I just did. Let me see that. What if the data that an instanced struct is pointing to is stored in a tightly packed array itself, that is in the same order. Which is, I guess, what I just fucking did, right? Uh-oh. So it doesn't like move temp. Which one don't you like? Is that the only issue? Is that one? Or is there more? Yeah, it wants the actual... What's the actual data there now? I think maybe I don't move temp there for the constructor. I think that's maybe what I don't do. Does that work? Wait, did I actually... Hang on. Let me make sure I save that. Okay. This is a highly effective way to achieve cache locality. Why didn't you tell me about that when I asked, right? Trying to use an evidence to strike it out of the box. You must implement a custom baking process. Bro, it's already lost in the sauce. That is so much lost in the sauce there. Okay, so... So don't move temp on the instance struct itself, but do a move temp on the data. How about that? Or should I do this? Maybe I should be doing that. Move temp called on a const object. Does that make sense now? So we no longer want to do that. Yeah, I still think the answer is probably just avoiding the use of instance structs altogether and instead using the the fold type syntax, which is just like so difficult to wrap my head around. So I'll need to probably dig into that a lot more. And then I think probably as I start to break apart my entity data, it'll only get better and better. Which that's going to be another significant refactor. How, goddamn, how would I do that? Let me see. So let me grab this. Let me go into I have another chat. We'll close that one. What was this one? What was I asking about? Oh yeah, that for each, that fucking ridiculous for each. Okay, so give me this. Just give me this and I'll throw an extra thing in there. Okay, so we have this. Let me get rid of the comments. And don't you dare fucking tell me to parallel for this again. Because I did that at your request before, Gemini, and it was basically the same performance. Okay. I'm just going to say, can you rewrite the following? And this is mainly what I've been using it for in this process, is like getting the syntax down. Can you rewrite the following, but instead not rely on generic U script structs? Not rely on generic script structs, and therefore not rely on F instanced struct either. What would need to change about get required entity data? Okay, I want to see what you come up with there. Give me some ideas. That's all I need you for. Okay. It's not, I need you for syntax as well. Okay, let's run it. Okay. Bro, it's still like the same. It's still like the same. The student, what's the difference between a struct and a class? A struct is kind of just like raw memory almost. It's just a collection of data. It doesn't really support all the object-oriented programming things. It's just kind of like a declaration of data. Think like a JSON object. Bro, yeah, okay, that's... Okay, these are still... The copy went back up now. They're no longer these super fast ones that were like 100 nanoseconds. Bro, that's so fucking crazy. It's because of this copy now. Like, this copy is now less efficient. It's like, bro, I cannot get around paying this cost no matter what I do. You can think of a struct as just kind of like a... It's kind of like a class, but it has a lot lower overhead to it. But it doesn't support all the features of a class. An internal error occurred. Okay. Try that again. So it's like now this is doing a copy that's more expensive. Now, can I do move temp here now? Does that help at all? Are you trying to cache structs here or something? Yeah, so I'm working on refactoring my ECS system. I'm trying to create copies of my entity data so that I can pass all of those copies to longer running async task processors and have those processors be like completely isolated from the rest of the ECS system, right? Okay, yeah, it doesn't like those at all. So yeah, it's, dude, I have not figured out a way to get around this. So we'll see if Gemini, show me the syntax for like the foldy. Oh my god, dude, it gave me so much code. Type safety, yeah. Gotcha, so basically not trying to process not on the game thread. If there's too many negatives in there. I am not trying to process on the game thread. Yeah. Okay. We'll use an integer. Introduce compile time type ID system. I mean, I guess you could just use an enum for that, right? As well. I mean, an enum is an integer. So I think I get where it's going with that principle. Processor can no longer return a list of runtime use script struct. It must now declare its dependencies at compile time. The cleanest way to do that is with a registrar pattern. This object will be passed to processors so they can declare dependencies. I mean, I don't think I need all of that though. I don't think I need a whole ass class for that. But I guess, I mean, having an input or an output parameter would be nice. I get why that's happening, actually. Yeah, I get why that's happening. Do you need a whole ass class for that? I mean, yeah, some sort of wrapper. Okay, here's the meat and potatoes, though. This is what I need to know. Get raw data array for bulk copying. Hell yeah. Okay, I forgot about void pointer. Because that boggles my mind, but I get what it does. It is just untyped data. But it's a pointer though, so like, is it a pointer to the whole array? Array it is. Array.getData. Maybe I should just fucking do that. I mean, I guess paying the cost to copy it at some point still. Okay, let's add a get raw data. I like that. I like that idea. So get rid of instance struct array. Get data. We're gonna get rid of both of those. Get num. Okay, why do you need that? Data array num. Oh, to do the copying. I think I still want my get entity to index map. I think that's still important. I think I will still need that. Or I guess they would look up. You would look it up backwards with this one maybe then. The T map of entity index to entity map. Yeah, no, you'd have to do it. Never mind. Get raw data array, get num. Yeah, those are tiny functions. We'll just copy those in. Okay, what else we got here? The frame data cache also needs a type erased base class. Does it? Source pool. Copy from. Main storage now uses data type ID. Yeah, instead of the script struct. Okay. So here's the next meat. That all makes sense, I think. Creating a whole ass container class though, is that really necessary? That's what I question. I don't know that you need that. I think you could just, couldn't you just call these from like the body of whatever this is here? Rewritten generate frame data cache. Register cacheable component. And uses a compile time trick to call the correct constructor. Is that performant? I don't know. Yeah, gather all the dependencies. All required data types. Where does that come from? Oh yeah, oh duh. Get the pool, yeah. And then this becomes very simple, but get the correct type of cache pool. For each would then need to be updated to these new cache pools instead. Okay, so it just created, I thought it was going to do like a lot of folding syntax, but it instead it just created like essentially an enum for the types. And so the for each const override, yeah, that's not overridden anymore. You got to do so much work just to handle type erasure, man. It's kind of annoying. For each, here we go. So yeah, the required types then is we're using static struct there. Okay, so I need you to rewrite that one next. I need you to rewrite that one next. Okay, so, and to actually create these IDs, what is get data type? Did you just put that on the processor? Oh no, this is, okay, some more like static, some more global statics, I guess. God damn, this is like some like, does this actually work? Okay, so I get what it's doing. I need to see what would the for each look like now. So how much is that going to change? Maybe the folding gets a lot easier, actually. Because we would just be using the template stuff at this point. Excellent, you completed a different part. Okay, shut up. Just, god damn it. I don't need you to like glaze me. Just give me the info. Or logic remains the same. Yeah, I need the syntax. Yeah, I mean, we essentially just need to copy the entire pool, but like, why do I need an entire new data type for that? Like, I should just make two. You know what I mean? I should just make two to begin with. And treat one as read and one as write. But I guess it's like when you write to one, why can't I just copy the data as I get it? Instead of needing like an entire different, this seems like it might be a very roundabout way to do the same thing. Like, why can't I just get the data as a copy? Yeah, so we have an array of data type IDs now. Get the smallest pool, that's... Yeah, I guess we're just doing the new find method there. The rest is fine. But I guess the reason you wouldn't want to copy as you do it is because you do that multiple times for the same piece of data, which is what the frame. I mean, I guess why can't it just be the same class? I guess we need another version or the same struct. Just give me a copy of the original cache data pool base, because we need all the same members anyway. And it's not type erased because it has a type. Right? Yeah. Okay. Is this the same? The syntax is all components found. Why do we make a lambda function and then just call it at the end? Unique pointer. Iteration loop is complex. You have to, because we first have to static cast the cached data pool base. Yeah, the following the pointers of the pools is concerning. This version is significantly more complex due to the template metaprogramming required. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do this next time, because I got to get off now and do work. Well, this will probably happen off stream then, if that's the case. Okay, so let's send you guys over somewhere, somehow. Do Mad Chirpy. Haven't rated him in a while. Does he do YouTube?
Guess we use the same one again. Oh right, actually
he has a YouTube.
Use something like this. It's gonna look
This is
fancy.
too.
He does not stream on YouTube.
Okay, let's just throw this in here. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just
So YouTube, sorry, you guys are on your own. But thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. I hope you all have a great day. I do. And yeah, hopefully I can get all this ironed out. I think I need to spend some time looking into other ECS systems to see how they handle this. Do they do the same copying every frame? How do they handle it, you know? Because there is probably a world where I don't need to copy every piece of data every frame. But that feels really complicated to reconcile with template metaprogramming or whatever Jim and I wanted to call it. So yeah. We're going to send you guys over now. So take care, everyone, and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.